Hey y'all, it's me again. I'm coming on tonight. I want to share a message of love to all of you. I truly feel like this time has brought on forth a time of ease. I wasn't really going to come on tonight because I've been pretty disabled, I'll say, for the last week. It's been trying, and I can say that my life has been seemingly like a walking meditation for days on end. I can honestly say that I feel we're at a stage of life that is so intrinsically important for us to understand it's actually happening. If any of you looking at my face right now could tell me that this is a world that we can understand, that this is a world that makes sense, I would honestly love to hear in the comments if this place makes sense to you right now. I want to speak out to all of you out there and say, it's time that we recognize that we're evoluting. It's time that we recognize that evolution is upon us. Everything around us has been fractured. Wars have been started. Degeneration of our environment has been in the mix. Our financial system is coming to a close. The rich are building bunkers. The rich are communicating with extraterrestrials. The rich are making amends to go to Mars and the moon. We have to realize that us as a consciousness are evolving to a point where we're going to step forth into a new wave of existence. Everything around us is breaking down. And the sooner we realize this, that this is the time to evolve, that this is the time to rise, ride the wave versus going against it. Just say to yourself, for once in my life, like, let me believe what I've always believed to be true in my heart. Because I feel like I might be feeling this a little premature, but I hope you guys can understand that as we process, some of us are processing different downloads at different wavelengths, and some of us are processing different formations of existence all at the same time, because all of the veils, I feel like, are melding. There's a sense of like understanding that this is not a coincidence. For all of you watching me, everything you see around you is not a coincidence. I even said at my very first video that I even knew that certain characters were going to come into play. And the reason being is because all of these situations are made to wake us up. All of these situations are to give you a lift off into this way of being and thinking, because it is not a coincidence that everything is happening. We have wars all around us. Our financial system is breaking down. Our educational systems are breaking down. Our, social systems are breaking down. There's more poor than there are rich right now, and that's made by design. We are getting enthralled in this evolutionary way of processing an existence that is crumbling at its core. So the thing is that this wake-up call is for everyone to see that the system that we've been so accustomed to since the beginning of our existence is falling apart. You can ask any older person that has maybe seen many wars, many depressions, maybe has even seen things like, biogenetic dispositions like malaria, etc. But to have them all happen all at the same time, as if there's there's a hindrance in the air, as if there's some reason why nothing can be stabilized. The stabilization is so hard to achieve at this time, because realistically everything is coming to a quaking point. We're experiencing this all over the world in order to shake us forward and to shake us awake, to let us know that this is not the way it has to be, or to let us know that things may be coming to a close, that things may be changing, that things may be ending. And we have to be okay with that, because realistically, we have to be forward thinkers. If we stay attached to all that is crumbling in front of us, then we will go down with that crumbling. But if we say no, to hell with it, and let it crumble, and let us rebuild, and let us foresee what the new future could be, is where our consciousnesses are kind of at right now. We're moving into this other dimensional way of thinking and feeling that realistically, if everything falls away, then what is left? What is left is those of us, all of us, star seeds, that are coming on, our chosens that are coming on, and all of our empaths and all of the beings, the light beings that are put forth onto this planet, and where in which to put forth this type of understanding, so that those of you out there that have that inkling in your heart to say, you know what, I feel like something's coming, I feel like something's feeling different, I feel like things just don't feel stable, and that's okay. Tell yourself that and be okay with it, because it's only through change and evolution that we're going to make it out of here. Because I don't want to be Mrs. Debbie Downer, but that's really not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is get you to think at least about it. Put your mind to a place where it is a possibility. For in the possibilities, there is much to be explored. Within the possibilities, you know where you stand. Within the possibilities, you know where you need to go. So if you close yourself off now to the lessening of those possibilities, then you are only going to receive within the smallness of your thought process. It's imperative this time that we all take hold of what is ours, and what is ours is to be free, and what is ours is to live, and what is ours is to see change and difference within the next waves of crashing waves, and more crashing waves upon us, because as those waves crash, we will start to become more resilient to the crash of the waves. And then as everything crumbles from that sifting, we'll realize how we can be rebuilding and how we can change the face of this planet. I know this is like a run-on sentence right now, but it's like, I feel like every day that we're out here just watching the world the way it is, we're stepping one day further and further into our own excellence. Because realistically, it's like, yeah, sure, we pay our bills. Yeah, sure, we do whatever we're doing. But we know that there's more coming. We feel it in our bones. We know that there's a bigger ending that's coming our way. And I don't even want to say ending in a bad way. I want to say rebirth in another. Because it's only with all of this that is to come. It doesn't matter. We've literally had a list. Like, let's hear the list, okay? We have overturn of all governments. We have financial systems that are crashing. We have car manufacturing and economies and industries crashing. We have conglomerates crashing. We have a lot of lies and deceit being revealed all across the world for different players when it comes to sex trafficking. When it comes to any type of cartels, they're getting caught as well. If you look at the world, all of the soothsayers, all of those that were in the wrong or in the dark or doing horrific, disgusting things have either come to a demise or just kicked the bucket somehow. And that's going to continue on. This whole world is being overturned. And the more that we can embrace this overturn and actually accept it and ride the wave instead of having it be a crash of a wave on top of us, we can actually harness the power of this change, not only within the world, but within ourselves. For it is only within ourselves that the world will change, because we'll actually take hold of the energy wave that is put forth in front of us. All of these fallaways are all just, they're all just rhythms of the same beat of the same drum. The only way to get people to wake up is to shake them to their core. So it depends on when you want to tap in, when you want to say, I want to evolve, when you say, I'm part of this wave and I'm going to be part of the new wave as well. I'm just coming on tonight because I've been very down and out, and I've spent a lot of time just postulating and meditating these last days, as I have not done much. And I feel like this energy is flowing through me. I feel like there's this revolutionary feeling in my every synapses of my brain, my feeling, my body. And I know that I can't be the only one feeling this. I can't be the only one experiencing this. It's like such an electric time to be alive. And I hope we all take hold of the electricity. We all evolve. We all make that change. It's like people are always like, oh, why doesn't anything change? When was the last time you changed? When was the last time any of us changed? I mean, some of us are on that mission. Some of us are trying to change all the time. That's the whole purpose of the path that we're on, because we're taking the scarier path. We're taking the path that's less traveled. We're literally looking at the eye of the storm and saying, I'm going to stand here and let it swirl around me, because that is the only way you find the true clarity in anything. If you stay stuck and stagnant in fear and you just stay abounded to anything and everything that is not of yourself, you realize that you're not living your truest passion. And if you're not living your truest passion, what are you here for? If we're not here to evolve and to change and to be something different, to maybe be not a scorn on the earth, but actually an implementation, one of which that is more precious than anything that has come before it. We can all be these beautiful, precious things. All the things, all the possibilities that are within us are always been within us and will continue to be within us for all time. I want to just share this. It's more of an eloquent hypothesis that we could also share in this. God is all around us. God is within us. God is working through us. We're going to really see a world abound. And when we decide to tap into this understanding is when we decide to see the world change with us. I hope you guys have a great night. And this is just a solemn, sick notice to self about the beauty that all of us are. The beauty that's all within us. You know what? It's funny, when I tap into the shadow sometime of myself, it does seem very satiric, but at the same time, it's like I always have to challenge both sides, because to say that everything is perfect and to say that everything is nice would be a fallacy. To really look forward into oneself and realize that the world is not just one side, it is both. We start to really take hold of what is true, because we have to battle the darkness within ourselves as we are to battle the light within ourselves as well. People always think that we don't battle the light too. Why do we self-sabotage? Why do we stay and starve our greatness? Isn't that squandering the light? It is. We embrace the dark a lot easier because it's where we feel more comfortable. Being less than, being smaller than, focusing on the negativities. But the thing is that actually, when we don't stand up for what we believe, when we don't actually take hold of our lives and our being and who we truly are inside, we're actually squandering the light. So for any of you out there, I hope you take hold of that light, even though it's more scary to try to achieve. It's the most thrilling and most impressive thing that we have. Love you all. Good night.